So let's just set the scene for a second. Brooke Logan Forrester was out of town at a wellness retreat, and honestly, can you blame her? After the absolute tornado of destruction she just left behind in Los Angeles, the woman needed some serious meditation. She had just violently confronted Katie, smashed a monitor in the middle of the Logan Creations office, officially disowned her own sister, and then went home to evict Hope and Liam from the cabin on the Logan estate. Just completely scorched earth. A total mess. She probably thought sitting at a retreat, drinking green juice, and doing yoga was going to fix her karma and help her clear her head. She thought she was doling out tough love. She thought she was defending Forrester Creations and her own pride because she was just so shattered by Hope's secret defection to Logan. But you know what they say about karma, it comes back around when you least expect it. While Brooke is sitting there trying to find her zen, her phone rings. And it is Liam Spencer, and Liam is absolutely frantic. You guys know how Liam gets when he is panicked, pacing around and hyperventilating. He probably couldn't even form a full sentence at first. He calls Brooke and drops the most shocking news ever. He tells her about Hope's severe medical condition. He tells her that Hope had a massive panic attack and collapsed, falling completely unconscious right there on the floor of the Logan Gallery. And in that one single, terrifying second, everything changes for Brooke. It was actually kind of crazy to watch how fast she flipped. All of that blinding hatred she had for Katie, gone. All of that explosive, world-ending anger over Hope's betrayal and the secret Hope by Logan contract, completely vanished. It just evaporated into thin air. Because suddenly, none of that corporate fashion nonsense mattered anymore. Her daughter was in a medical crisis, her little girl was in the hospital, and Brooke wasn't there. So Brooke drops everything. She doesn't even care about the retreat or her luggage or anything. She just rushes straight to the airport to get back to Los Angeles as fast as humanly possible. And you can just imagine the guilt eating her alive on that flight back. She is sitting there in her seat, staring out the window, realizing that she pushed her daughter away at the exact moment Hope needed her the most. Hope was under so much immense psychological pressure. She was carrying the weight of this massive corporate secret, launching a new brand, dealing with the Forrester family's volcanic wrath, and what did Brooke do? She added to it. She delivered that devastating ultimatum. She kicked her out of her home. Brooke is just drowning in extreme regret. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on Brooke here. I mean, she was feeling deeply betrayed by her daughter's lies. But kicking your kid out of their house when they are clearly spiraling? Yeah, no, I'm not being too harsh. She went way too far and now she knows it. Brooke finally makes it back to LA and she practically sprints through the hospital doors. She bursts into Hope's hospital room, and it is just a heartbreaking scene. Hope is lying there, looking so pale and fragile, recovering from this terrifying collapse. Liam is hovering by the bed, looking like he hasn't slept in a week, just playing the frantic, protective husband role perfectly. Brooke just breaks down. She rushes to the bed, and she is filled with this immense, crushing regret for how she treated her daughter. All the anger is replaced by this desperate, pleading mother who just wants her child to be okay. She realizes that her vicious verbal assaults and her rejection are a huge part of why Hope ended up in this hospital bed in the first place. The trauma of being disowned by her own mother literally broke Hope's mind and body. But Brooke being Brooke, she can't just sit there and cry forever. She needs to take action. The mama bear is fully awake now, and she needs a target. She realizes that this whole escalating fashion war between Logan Creations and Forrester Creations is literally killing her daughter. The stress is too much. So Brooke marches out of that hospital room and issues a massive, non-negotiable ultimatum to the Forrester family. She looks at Ridge and Steffy and whoever else is standing around, and she lays down the law. She tells them that all of this fashion war garbage has to stop, right now, today. All the press leaks, the corporate sabotage, the ruthless retaliation plans. It all ends. She demands that they put down their weapons and stop the corporate blood feud so they can focus entirely on saving Hope's life and getting her healthy. And honestly, you would think that seeing a young woman in the hospital would make everyone take a step back and breathe. You would think basic human empathy would kick in. But this is Steffy Forrester Finnegan we are talking about. And how does Steffy react? Oh, you guys already know? Steffy is absolutely furious. She is not buying this for one single second. Steffy looks at Brooke and basically scoffs in her face. Because in Steffy's cynical mind, this is all just a giant, calculated Logan trick. Steffy suspects that this whole medical crisis is just a manipulation tactic by the Logans to gain the upper hand in the PR war. Think about it from Steffy's perspective for a second. Hope just completely blindsided them. She lied to their faces. She ruined Eric's highly anticipated haute couture return and stole all the media attention for Hope by Logan. Steffy has been working around the clock doing extreme damage control for Forrester Creations, fielding calls from reporters, and plotting her ruthless retaliation against Hope and Katie. And now, just when Steffy is ready to strike back and crush Logan Creations, Hope conveniently ends up in the hospital and Brooke is demanding a ceasefire. Steffy thinks it is a total scam. She thinks Hope is either faking it or wildly exaggerating a minor fainting spell to play the victim card, which, let's be real, is a classic move in the Forrester-Logan playbook. So we get this fiery, explosive confrontation right there in the middle of the hospital. It is intense, you guys. Steffy and Brooke are just going at it, voices raised, completely ignoring the fact that they are in a place of healing. Steffy is yelling that Hope is a traitor and a liar, and that she is just using this illness to escape the consequences of her actions. Steffy refuses to back down. She refuses to stop the corporate war. She wants to crush Logan Creations, and she doesn't care if Hope is stressed out. And Brooke is just losing her mind. Brooke is screaming back that Steffy has no heart, that she is a cold, vindictive monster who only cares about money and press releases and the Forrester name. It is a total mess, just a complete and utter disaster of a family dynamic. You have nurses probably walking by telling them to keep it down, and they are just glaring daggers at each other. Okay, maybe I need to pause and look at the bigger picture here. Is Steffy right to be suspicious? Sure, the timing is incredibly convenient for the Logans. But at the same time, Hope actually collapsed. Liam had to frantically revive her. You can't really fake passing out cold on a gallery floor when your husband is standing right there terrified. Steffy's lack of empathy is honestly a bit chilling, but it just shows how deep this corporate betrayal cut her. Steffy views Hope's defection as a calculated, malicious attack on her grandfather's legacy, and she is not going to let a hospital gown stop her from getting revenge. But Brooke is not backing down either. In fact, she escalates things to a level we haven't seen in a long time. During this fiery hospital confrontation, Brooke drops the ultimate threat. She looks Steffy dead in the eye with all the fierce, terrifying energy of a mother protecting her cub, and she vows to protect her daughter at all costs, and I mean ALL costs. Brooke swears that if Steffy doesn't back off, if Forrester Creations keeps attacking Hope and Katie, Brooke will personally destroy Forrester Creations. Let that sink in for a second. Brooke Logan Forrester, the woman who has been a pillar of that company for decades, the woman married to the co-CEO, is threatening to burn the entire empire to the ground to keep her daughter safe. And you know what? I actually believe her. Brooke knows where all the bodies are buried at that company. She knows all their corporate secrets, their financial vulnerabilities, their PR nightmares. If Brooke decides to go to war against Forrester Creations from the inside, it could be absolutely apocalyptic for them. She could leak designs, she could sabotage contracts, she could publicly denounce the brand. There is no limit to what a desperate mother will do. And poor Ridge. What is Ridge doing during all of this? He is just standing there, caught in the middle of this nightmare as usual. His wife is threatening to destroy his family's legacy, and his daughter is accusing his stepdaughter of faking a medical emergency to win a fashion war. Ridge is probably just rubbing his temples, wishing he was anywhere else on the planet. He has already declared an all-out war on the Spencer family. He punched Bill in the face, and now his own wife is turning her guns on his company. Ridge is going to have to make a choice, and someone is going to end up devastated. It's just so fascinating to see how quickly allegiances shift on this show. A few days ago, Brooke was declaring Katie her #1 enemy and officially disowning her. She was furious at Hope. Now she is ready to burn down Forrester Creations to protect them. It just goes to show that blood is thicker than water and maternal instinct trumps corporate loyalty every single time. But where does this leave Katie and Logan Creations? Katie must be terrified about Hope's health, but she also has a brand new company to run. If Brooke forces a ceasefire, does Logan Creations get to keep all the momentum they stole from Eric's show? Or will Steffi ignore Brooke's ultimatum and launch a counterattack anyway, risking Brooke's wrath? And what about Liam? Liam is the one who orchestrated this whole reunion by calling Brooke. He knew that telling Brooke about the panic attack would force her to drop her anger and come rushing back. Liam is playing a very strategic game here to save his wife's shattered mental health. He saw Hope breaking down, he saw the guilt eating her alive, and he knew the only cure was her mother's forgiveness. Liam might just be the unsung hero of this specific storyline. Even if he is usually bouncing between women, he stepped up when Hope needed him. Honestly, I don't know how any of these people come back from this. The Logan sisterhood was shattered, and now it might be slowly piecing itself back together through tragedy. The Forrester-Logan marriage between Ridge and Brooke is hanging by a thread if Brooke is actively threatening his company. And Hope is stuck in the middle of it all, fighting for her health, while the two most powerful women in her life scream at each other in a hospital corridor. It is just exhausting. I am exhausted just typing this all out. But you know I can't look away. I will be glued to my screen to see if Steffi actually backs down or if she calls Brooke's bluff. Because if Steffi pushes forward with her revenge, we are going to see a version of Brooke Logan that we haven't seen in years. A ruthless, destructive Brooke who has nothing to lose. What do you guys think? Is Steffi right to be suspicious of the timing? Or is she being completely heartless? And do you think Brooke actually has the power to destroy Forrester Creations if she tries? Let me know, because I am honestly torn. I kind of want to see Brooke go scorched earth, but I also love the drama Steffi brings when she is on the warpath. Alright, I need a coffee and maybe a nap after all of that. I'll catch you guys later with more updates if anyone else ends up in the hospital or punches someone in the face. Stay tuned.